This segment is brought to you by Waits and Downer, attorneys at law.
My name is Matthew Ford. I'm District 3 representative of the school board, but way before that, I was a member of the Gibson community. This was a refuge for me. My senior year in high school, it was August 1992. I was homeless. I found a home in Gibson. I had friends of friends that took me in. I was one of a few of my friends that found ourselves in that situation. This place is special to me, not just this school, this community. And when we as a board decided that we were going to have to close Gibson Elementary, I was vehemently against it. I was opposed to the idea because I knew what this school meant to this community. And I've said for years now, you know, South Louisiana is unique in that we have built communities around schools. The trend everywhere else is to build schools to accommodate communities. Well, that's not how it went down over here. This was the hub of this community.
Some of the things we have an idea to do is, I love working with children, you know that, 33 and a half years. We want to tutor our children. They need that. So we're going to set up, hopefully this coming school year, we're going to have everything in place to tutor our children, the ones that need tutoring, want tutoring, after school tutoring. We also want to work with our senior citizens. We want to let them know that we haven't forgotten about them. They built this community, and we're not going to forget about them.
I do want to thank concerned citizens of Gibson for what they do. I mean, they took the initiative. They stood up and took the initiative. Janet called me and said, like she did say, we're forgotten down here. We need something out here. So of course we did you did a disaster distribution. We did that constantly. Okay, USDA said disaster's over, so you became a mobile. And we did a mobile. So she's, because of her interest in this community, she said, I got to serve these people better. So I want to become a brick and mortar, a food pantry that I can get things to these people. So that's exactly what they did. And she took the initiative, and of course the school board president, superintendent, he allowed them this opportunity.
So I thank y'all for inviting me and including me in this celebration. And that's what it is. I hear some of the comments, and I'm gonna tell you guys that Gibson is not forgotten, right? I'm showing up. I had a town hall not that long ago to come out here and hear your voices and understand what your issues are. And when I talk about what we do from a quality of life perspective, it is about community outreach and going into our communities and understanding what their issues are and help bringing them resources. So my slogan is moving Terrebonne forward, and that includes moving Gibson forward and every other community around our parish. It takes all of us, right? It's something that when people ask me and what I've been involved in the community, it's always been see a need, fix a need, see a need, fix a need. And that's what your community is doing. And I promote that to everybody on a regular basis, is that, I did some work downtown because I lived and I worked downtown. So I wanted to see it be better. And so to take ownership of your community and come together and fight for what you need in your community is, I feel like, the first step. And you talk about not being afraid to ask. One of the things I say all the time is called the power of the ask. Because the worst thing that somebody can say is no. And sometimes a no is a not now. And I always put it on myself that if I ask a question and I don't get a yes, then maybe I haven't presented enough information or right information to get that yes.
As I remember those great things, I also remember some of the bad. But that's okay. Because with all good things, there has to come some troubled times. But what I've learned, though, as I transition from a young boy, growing up on the Bayou, to the man you see here before you today, is that it's not what you go through, but how you trust in God and have your faith guide you through those troubled times. You see, your faith is resilient. And it's what we have been taught in this community. through these very churches on this Bayou that we all attended. Your faith and your resilience is what allowed you to come together today to open this community center.
I was doing, well in my classes, and Miss Ruffin had a poem called The Creation that was as thick as the Bible, and she wanted it read for Black History Month. And I remember her approaching my mom with this thick packet, and she said, I want her to go before her fellow students and captivate them and wow them, but I want her to memorize it. Now I'm in the first grade. And I remember my mom saying, Miss Ruffin, I love that you push the children and that's beautiful what you're doing. But I don't think we should have her memorize it because I don't want me or Charles embarrassed or my mama if she messes up. And Miss Ruffin said, I'm telling you what I know. I've instilled in her the tools that she needs to memorize this poem and go before her fellow students and present. And I remember the confidence she had in me.
She knew we was doing this, and she saw us as a good partner to come in with her. We stayed at the Church of Christ for a long time, but we needed a place of our own. That's why I want to thank the school board for what they did for us. I love the way you talk about the school board and what they're going to do for us. Let's give them another round of applause.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
This segment was brought to you by Buick. Exceptional by design.